Good morning, thriving warriors and those who wish they were. Bear with me a second. Alexa, what is the date and time?
In Pahrump, it's Wednesday, June 8, 2022 at 6:09 a.m.
Great. And what is the weather like? Alexa, what is the weather like?
Currently, in Pahrump it's 71 degrees Fahrenheit, clear skies and sun. You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 102 degrees and a low of 71 degrees. By the way, there's an excessive heat warning for that area Thursday, June 9, 10 a.m. to Saturday, June 11, 8 p.m. Would you also like tomorrow's weather?
Sure. Yes.
Low of 78 degrees. By the way, there's an excessive heat warning for that area Thursday, June 9, 10 a.m. to Saturday, June 11, 8 p.m.
Thank you. And let's see if the chicken. Okay, let's see. We're 1 minute and 20 seconds into it. Today is a big day just before we get to EPW step number 2, or a review of step number 1, then step number 2. Talk about some things. So let's see. Today I will be heading to the oasis in the desert, which some people think of as China Ranch, and it is. I'll be going to a different place and hopefully making something happen. Yesterday we had a veteran from San Diego, Las Vegas visit, interested in getting a room. Interested in getting a room. And we had our new housekeeper start, somebody that came in through Rachel at the coalition. I expect tomorrow Jeannie will be here. So Jenny is the new person here. She is on the customer service. I hear her out there now. She's on the career services group and the Novum group. So please welcome her. Reach out, let her know that she's part of a family now and that you're there to help her. So that's that. Okay, as to EPW, yesterday we did step 1 of our 6-step process. The steps are: what do you want to do, who does what you do, research them, create a plan, execute the plan, and get a job until it comes in. So yesterday we talked about how do you figure out the most important step, which is what do you want to do? And that's hard for most people because they'll say things like, I want to be a flagger, or I want to work in a warehouse. And so it's like, and my response to that would be, why didn't you pick something lower? We want stable, meaningful, and livable wage, something you're passionate about, something that's going to carry you through to the point where you can participate in the American dream, which is home ownership at $700 a month, a boxable home. And I had a good conversation with Paolo Tiramani on Monday and sent him some more information yesterday. So we are looking forward to publishing, getting the green light to publish the book for Boxable. If we don't, that's the second best thing, because we'll just find some other manufacturer who's not as good, but that's why they call it a starter home. Next. Okay, EPW. What do you want to do? Hardest part for most people, because they grew up thinking work is something you have to do, not something you get paid, that you get to do what you love and you're paid for it. That's the type of job you should have. It's something you love doing, and I get paid. I get paid to do what I want to do. Wow, what a concept. And for a lot of people, that is a wow concept. Okay, we're at 4:50, almost 5 minutes in. EPW step 2, who does what you do? So you need to find 3 to 5 companies, because you're going to kind of go pretty deep in those companies as part of your plan. Who does what you want to do? So again, let's start with the fly fishing. If you say fly fishing, what I would suggest doing is starting with Google Maps. Google Maps, not Google, not a Google search. I would start with Google Maps. And then, good morning.
Morning.
And then after Google Maps, so I go to Google Maps, I get the area that I want, I put on the screen within this area, and then do a search. So if it's in Las Vegas, I would, if I wanted to work in Las Vegas, I would say, okay, fly fishing. My screen shows the city of Las Vegas, the outline, or Clark County, and I type in fly fishing. Or I type in fishing. And guess what's going to come up on the map? Sites of people who have something to do with fly fishing. And then one by one, I do a little bit of preliminary research because I'm looking for 3 to 5 companies that I can interview with, that I would want to work. Actually, it's not that I can interview with. I'm looking for, looking at the companies and say, would I want to work there? Is this a place I would want to work? So my goal in step number 2 is to find 3 to 5 places where I would want to work. And now just moving ahead, because I'm going to go and interview with them and tell them a story of why I want to work for them and why they should hire me. Or to put it into Seth Godin language, what is the status quo? The status quo is I don't work there. So I need to create a compelling story to tell them why they need to change the status quo. In other words, why I should work there. And fundamentally, that comes down to the fact that good companies are always looking to hire good people. So all you need to do is persuade them that you are a good person. Period. Boom. Other ways you can find companies, Glassdoor, that's another good one. That's a good way. Once you've got a bunch of companies, now you can narrow it down through Glassdoor, through YouTube. YouTube is very powerful. In fact, YouTube becomes very powerful on the research stage. So that's tomorrow, is research the company. Today, today our focus is just on who does what you want to do. So your goal is find 3 to 5 companies that do what you want to do. Pick the top 3 to 5 companies because, spoiler alert, one of the things you're going to say to them is, I am interviewing, I really want to be in this business. This is my career ambition. I want to be doing fly fishing. And so I'm interviewing with you and your top 2 competitors. And you're hoping they will ask you what? You're hoping they're going to ask you, well, who's that? Now you're bonding. Now they're engaged. Now it's a 2-way thing. Who's that? You got their attention. And then you say, so and so and so and so. And they look at you, or look at you, however they want to look at you, but in their brain they're thinking, aha, this person, I need to pay attention to this person. This isn't just somebody in here saying, hire me because I want a job. Or I really, really want to work for you, but they don't really know anything about us. They're just saying things. They're just saying the things that they want us to hear. Okay, so we are 9:17 in. This would be a great time to point, say what? What is it that we say at this stage? Charlene, say it out loud. What? So what we want you to hear you say is, yesterday was the only easy day. That's what we want to hear you say. Yesterday was the only easy day. That means go out and make something happen today. And we're at 9:57, 58. I'm going to say cut. cut, and Auf Wiedersehen.